there.
A first carry for Najee Harris.
And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. 1st down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You're talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
Mayfield to throw it this time.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Ravens are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover.
Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, that's earned it by their play, the psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Off the play fake, Prescott. Going for the deep ball. He's got a man, complete.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. But Dak Prescott, probably not the first name you think of in terms of strongest arms in the NFL, but he showed it off there.
Prescott off play action. Buying time to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
The Ravens at 12-3 now on the year. And they've gone a full couple of months now since their last loss. Winners of 8 in a row.
And we always talk about how a team has to play complementary football in order to really be a good squad. But I think in this league, if your offense isn't playing really well as this one is, you're not going to run off this kind of a streak.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
A pitch comes to Dobbins.
And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
On 3rd down, they're going to go with the option. That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down. That may be a sneak peek on this opening drive of what this young rookie can showcase, his legs.
And normally, as you start a game, you're just thinking, can he get the snap? Can he hand off? Can he just execute? Instead, he doesn't waste any time on wrapping another dimension to his game, showing off those wheels and picking up some nice yardage.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs.
And the Steelers are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, the good news for them, they got the football. The bad news, they have to go 99 yards here as they start this drive out on their own 1-yard line.
Harris starts the drive on the ground. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. Fielded at the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
On 2nd and 7, Prescott.
He's got his man downfield. That's Bateman. And he'll be marked out at about the 26-yard line.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
He'll find Bateman once more.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. On 2nd and 12, Prescott.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. the interception, Mayfield.
That swung out wide to Harris.
And some room to work. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. An entertaining start to this one. More to come. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry for Harris.
Jalen Armour-Davis, the one to get the tackle.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And Mayfield just getting the play off. He'll let it fly for Austin. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15. But Baker Mayfield only 6'1", but he can certainly sling it, and we saw evidence of that right there.
And we often talk about hang time for punts, but in this case, we should probably calculate the hang time on that throw because that one hung up there for a long time and managed to keep going and going until it found its target.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down.
And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. The 2nd down play, not much better than the 1st, just a gain of 1 there.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
On 3rd down, Mayfield.
He'll find Najee Harris.
And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the 1st down marker. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Boswell's kick is good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy. I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Play action now, Prescott. He's going to loft one deep left side here.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception.
William Jackson with a pick.
A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Play action now. Here's Mayfield.
He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. On the delay, here's Harris. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Now Brown. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Go, get out there, get out there. Here we go, 46. Hey, kill. Hey, kill. 47, 26.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
That is caught. Rashad Bateman.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
That's good for a Baltimore Raven. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
47. 54, right here. Go to 54.
Prescott to throw it. Dancing to his left. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number one. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Working with a 2nd and 4.
26.
Prescott.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Tucker's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And they're going to be waiting for him as they get him behind the line. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This offense set to begin the 3rd quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game. And down the stretch, being able to be balanced. Either throw it or run it and try and win this ball game.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Prescott forced out to his left. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Partner, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll send the tight end in motion left. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Prescott. This is caught by Evans. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mike Evans with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Ravens' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game. Tucker down to kick it away following the touchdown.
Taken at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. They go play action. Mayfield. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. They'll send Austin in motion right. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. With Harris out of the shotgun. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
In motion right is Austin.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
On 3rd down, here's Harris. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
Out of his end zone, Prescott. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Third quarter action here, this regular season finale. This will be 2nd and 10.
Go, Reed, go! Ready?
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. Oh, no time to pitch it, and down he goes. And it's in the end zone. That's going to be a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over it.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Here's Mayfield.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
With it is Brown. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
They'll go again with Dobbins.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
First down, Prescott. Steps away to his left. And a catch right side by Evans. He'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
A give, Dobbins trying the right side. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins.
And he's got room. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead now up to 14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Fields it right around the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
First down, Mayfield.
He's got this to Pickens.
And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Harris running straight ahead.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. On 2nd and 2, Mayfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. This is Harris on the draw. And he won't get to the marker as they're going to stop it for a second straight play right at the line of scrimmage. Desperation time. Mayfield on fourth down. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Ravens are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down. Well, I guess an interception at this point on fourth down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he can do there. And he winds up giving the ball away.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Another run here with Dobbins. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On third down, Elam being chased out left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. So the ball moves from 138 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. In motion comes the tight end left. On 2nd down, Mayfield again.
Complete to Austin here over the middle.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 21. In motion goes the tight end. Mayfield with it once more.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Ravens force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10.
Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where, in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
His 2nd catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his 1st, and it's 2nd down.
A give up the middle to Dobbins.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins.
And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
Now Prescott. Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
He found his way into the backfield and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
On 4th down, Elam. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Boy, sitting on a 2-score lead at this stage in the game, that punter, he must be pretty lonely over there on the sideline thinking, why in the world was my number not called there?
As far as he's concerned, the check will still cash, right? It is your choice not to use me in this situation. But I also look at it this way. You know, some coaches are more aggressive than others. They just want to take care of the football, have the ball on offense, and go at it that way. So a very interesting call, but he wants to take care of the ball himself.
Here's Baker.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Ravens are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. And he'll get this only up to about the 3.